Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain in the same Champions League draw. The words alone are enough to make any football fan sit up. This matchup isn't just another fixture on the calendar, it's an emotional, tactical and financial collision with storylines stacked on storylines. For Luis Enrique, this is a homecoming with a twist. Walking into Camp Nou as a rival is a personal test, a flashpoint that reaches beyond 90 minutes. For Barcelona, it's about pride and the stadium's readiness, the aura of Camp Nou, the weight of expectation from fans and board alike. While for PSG, it's the uncomfortable burden of defending a crown and answering the question, can they prove this wasn't a one-off? History matters here. The two clubs have recent memories that sting and inspire. Past meetings add fuel to the narrative, and a group stage meeting like this does more than award 3 points. It can alter momentum, shape confidence, and decide who enters the business end of the season with the psychological edge. Imagine the noise if Camp Nou is at full roar for a game that pits a returning manager against his old club and a former icon walking back into a stadium that once cheered him. That noise matters. It influences referees, young players, and the myth-making that surrounds great campaigns. Tactically, this fixture is delicious. PSG attack is designed to probe and explode spaces, to force opponents to make mistakes they can punish at pace. Barcelona's identity, whether restoration of a traditional possession style or a more pragmatic blend, will be tested by that pace and power. Coaches will play a chess match. Who presses, who chooses the tempo, which full-back is sacrificed for security, and where the midfield battle is won or lost. Key matchups will matter. The duel between PSG leading forward and Barcelona's centre-back pairing, the midfield pivot who can control transitions, and the wing players who must either create or nullify danger. Those battles will tell us less about form and more about long-term design. There are also human stories that will capture headlines. Luis Enrique's mixed feelings are an angle that sells itself. Loyalty versus professional duty, the man who helped build the club returning as its opponent. Ousmane Dembele's name alone brings emotion. The idea of a reunion in front of Camp Nou's fans is cinematic and will create TV moments that live beyond the 90 minutes. Younger players on both sides can use those fixtures' career markers. A single standout performance here can change a market value or cement a reputation. Off the field, the timing of this clash matters for the wider Champions League narrative. A win gives momentum and can unnerve rivals, while a surprise loss can force early recalibration, transfers talk and managerial scrutiny. Financially and politically it's huge. Big matches mean eyeballs, sponsorship leverage and the kind of highlight reels boards use in presentations. For Joan Laporta and the Barcelona hierarchy, hosting and beating the defending champions would be a statement of intent. For PSG, taking points away from Camp Nou would be a reaffirmation of their continental ambition. As we think about how this group stage could shape the season, remember that European campaigns aren't only won in May, they're set up by how teams handle these pivotal tests in September and October. Momentum compounds, confidence becomes a currency. Managers who navigate the political and emotional terrain as well as the tactical one will often be the ones walking into late-season fixtures with their heads held high. So what should fans watch for? Watch the midfield control, the set-piece organisation, how substitutions change momentum and whether the stadium atmosphere lifts or buries a team. Watch who steps up in pressure moments, the leaders who drag their teammates into a result. And finally, watch the aftermath, how a win or loss changes headlines, transfer chatter and tactical tweaks. This game promises drama, subplots and strategic spectacle. It is not merely a fixture, it will be one of the early, defining chapters of the European season. Tell us, who do you think will take the psychological advantage after this meeting, and which moment will you remember forever? Drop your predictions and we'll track how they age over the group stage.